I once spent a warm summer evening on a terrace top with her in Sri Lanka, where we spoke of many things, including love and other wild animals. She struck me then as someone with a strong exterior and a marshmallow interior. Anushka Sharma is real, does not posture, and has a bright, honest smile. It's going to be fun catching up with her again. Welcome to the show, Anushka.
Thank you.
Yes, you're just back from a really refreshing holiday, I can see.
Yeah, but it's kind of like sad that I still have I have a cold, so this is not like my sexy voice or anything. I have a cough and cold, so we'll just have to deal with that.
I'm sure, but like, how was the holiday? Did you really enjoy it, and did you have a lot of fun?
Yeah, I mean, it meant a lot to me this holiday because I was taking it after such a long time. For 7 months, back to back, I had like 4 releases. So promoting, and I mean, you know how crazy promotions are. And I'm not like someone who loves and enjoys promotions. So it was like really taxing, and I was feeling really tired, like physically, though, obviously, but even mentally, I was feeling like really exhausted.
When an actress is having such a busy phase in her life as an actress, it's very rarely that you shift into something that would require more responsibility and, you know, work harder. Last year, you turned producer also with NH10.
You know, I've never planned my life out, ever. Sometimes I used to get worried that why don't I have a plan? Like, people have their 5-year plans. I have no plans. I never have plans. And I've always done things as and when, like, I've liked them. Like, I've not done too many films. Probably the same amount of time my contemporaries have been there. They've done like maybe double the films that I've done. So I've not done that many films. Because I do things when I feel like I really want to do it. So this was the same thing. I really just wanted to make this film happen, and by coming in the capacity of a producer, it was just easier to pull it off. Okay. Because it was a risky film, right? I mean, it has a kind of limited audience because it's an adult film, firstly. Then it's an edgy film. It's not an easy film. So yeah, I mean, it was something that I did so that the film could happen.
And when did you decide that you wanted to be a part of the entertainment business?
I was modeling. That's what I wanted to do. I had no, like I said, I had no plan. And my plan was like to just be a part of every fashion week. So that was my plan. And I was doing that. I was very, very iffy about getting into films. Because see, like you said, I come from an army background. So that's like a completely different life. It's not even like a non-filmy people life. It's a totally different life. I don't know anyone from the film industry, not even like an assistant director. That was one of the reasons that I was a little iffy about getting into films. The second being, you know, you hear a lot of things from when you come from outside, like all the big bad world of cinema and what all happens and everything. So I think that also kind of deterred me in a way, that there's the fear of unknown. But my manager, when I was with a modeling agency, she started sending my pictures out. So I told her, don't send it out for films. She said, listen, just go. You have to audition. Treat it as an audition. Maybe with that audition, like, you take it as a practice audition for your ads also that you're doing. But when I went to audition for this film, the whole atmosphere was very different. I didn't think it was one of the first things was that I thought Yashraj looks like an advertising agency in any case. I was like, I know stupid things, but that I felt like maybe it's not like some shady places.
What really changed your mind about it?
See, firstly, it was my interaction with Adi. I thought he was a lovely person, and I felt very comfortable talking to him. He put me at ease. He asked me so many questions about my childhood, where I come from, how was I in studies and stuff like that. I mean, maybe he was just doing it like maybe that was part of the audition, who knows. But I felt really like easy. And like I told you, I go on instincts. So I felt like, yeah, this is seeming good. Then, of course, I was not told that this is a Shah Rukh Khan film or anything, so I had no idea. And obviously, then later on, I found out it's a really, really big film. Then obviously, that's you can't say no to it.
But did you get frightened at all at any point that, oh my God, it's Aditya Chopra, it's Shah Rukh Khan as the lead?
Okay, so I went to audition for this film, and I've come back home. The next day, in some paper, there's a headline. Aditya Chopra finding a girl for his next film or something. Maybe it was worded better. And I read that. My brother's like, you know who he is? I said, who? He's like, he's made Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. So I did not even know that Aditya Chopra has made Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. So it's like very different. Bangalore now, you know actors and all, you're watching films. You don't like know directors and You don't know that. When I met Adi, it was like, I was like, I thought he'd be like some maine Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jaye banai hai, but he was just so chilled out.
So it didn't scare you at all once they decided that, okay, Anushka, now you're going to act in this movie and Shah Rukh is your hero. What was your reaction to this news?
Look, I was very excited, obviously, that I was going to get to work with Shah Rukh, and I realized it was a very big film and it was a huge opportunity for me, life-changing opportunity. But you know, the way I am as a person, I treat everything as a job. That's my attitude towards things. So for me, it was like this man, Adi Chopra, and a lot of people dissuaded him from taking me in the film, including Karan. You know, said, do not take this girl, take somebody else. So a lot of people, and in spite of all of that, he chose me. You know, he had that faith in me. So in my head, I was thinking, I'm going to be focused and I'm going to prove those people wrong because this man has put this faith in me. I remember the first day being very difficult. The first day I was very, very nervous. But I was supposed to be nervous in the film also. So I think maybe they planned it that way, or I know God was like, you know, favoring. The first time I had to say like dialogues in the film, and it was like a monologue, you know, and telling Shah Rukh basically that I'm not going to be in love with you. Here's a Shah Rukh Khan who everybody's like in love with, and I'm saying I'm not going to be in love with you as a character. So I was very nervous about that. I really worked hard, yeah. I used to read the script every day for like 3 hours every day. So for months I've read that script every single day. I wrote the character synopsis of all the characters in the back of the DVD. What is that thing called? The synopsis of the film.
Correct.
I've written that. For the media, the character sketches. I've written those and that's been sent because I knew it, like I just was so involved in it. But when I did my rehearsals with Shah Rukh went little aside, but I could hear them. I wanted to hear them. And started talking to Adi and telling Adi, she's damn good, yeah. ऐसे करके कुछ बोल रहा था, like, you know, she's like, just coming out very naturally and all. So like that. So I heard that and I was like, okay. Then Adi also came and he said, you're doing really good, and Shah Rukh has said this, and also I was like, okay, chalo, okay, fine.
Bombay Velvet didn't do as expected at all. In fact, it sort of backfired. Everybody was expecting it to be a blockbuster. What happens when you do fewer films and you invest so much time and energy in a film of this kind and then it just doesn't work?
Look, I've never faced a, let's say it, flop.
Yeah.
First time I'm saying it. I've never faced it before. My films have done average well or they've done really well. They've never been like what happened with Bombay Velvet. And it's very painful. I was feeling like some death has happened in the family type of thing. Touch wood. So yeah, it's painful because you're so invested in a film. And like you said, because I don't do so many films, I really get attached to the films that I do. You know, and I'm really involved. And especially a film like Bombay Velvet. I had the best time shooting that film. It was like creatively, it was the best experience. So it was very unfortunate that it didn't make the money that it could have. It didn't become the film that it could have. But I think you need to have these kind of things in life to kind of keep you grounded.
And then of course there was Dil Dhadakne Do, which was like a fantastic, like a fully joyful and a cheerful film in which all seemed to have. Again, I wanted to ask you, what was the experience like being stuck on a cruise with so many people?
I used to actually get some break, no? So I used to get off the ship.
Okay.
I'm serious. And I used to go see that place and all of that and get back on. Or I would get off, take a flight and go somewhere around there and then catch the ship from another place.
Okay.
I was doing all kinds of things.
So you were taking breaks?
I was like making most of this, you know, like, I mean, it was an amazing experience. But other than that, actually this film, I really got along with everybody on the film. Like, I really get along with Priyanka. She's very easy to talk to. Yeah. Zoya, of course, but Zoya was very busy and, you know, doing other things. Ranveer I've known. He's entertaining. So, you know, you can't get bored around him. So it was and Anil Kapoor, like, I'm a huge fan. Every time I would meet him, he'd just ask me questions like, "Aaj ka workout kiya? Aaj ka workout kiya?" So I would tell him, no, मैंने इतने सारे lunges करे, अभी फिर मैंने 50 squats करे. So it was exciting. It was nice. I mean, I didn't feel like I had to escape or anything.
Okay. How was it working with Ranveer? After a very long time, you were working with him, I think. And
there's I don't know, it's like kind of ease that we have with each other. You know, I think I don't know what, I think we just kind of know each other in a way. And we complement each other in some ways. I don't know what it is, but it is there. Ranveer wants to convince me that I have the best on-screen chemistry with him. Like he tells me, no, it's with me.
He said that on my show also.
He did?
Yes.
Yeah.
He did mention that you.
So I'm like, no, it's not with you. I think it's with this one. No, it's with me.
With whom do you think?
I thought it's with Ranveer and Bombay Velvet, yeah.
Okay.
But he's like, no, it's with.
And to the $1 million question, which I ask every actress, and I don't know, I mean, most of the time it's a very iffy answer. Can really two actresses be friends?
Look, of course they can. If they get along as people. If I don't get along with somebody, in general, that one could be an actor or an assistant director or an editor, whoever, I wouldn't develop a friendship. But if I get along with someone, of course I would have that relationship. Whoever I've worked with, Kareena, I mean, she's been, I can say, like, the easiest person to work with. Like, I've even said that she is my best favorite co-star, you know. Priyanka is so easy to talk to. But people want to believe that actresses are just going to, because you think women are only good for that. That women, वो बेलन लेके उससे लड़ाई करेंगी, you know, किड़किड़ करेंगी. It's because people think like that. You don't say that about actors. Do you think actors don't have that kind of, even more competition with each other? Even more so. But no, you'll do that because it's easier to just say that about women because that's what they're supposed to do. They're not professionals. हम थोड़ा आके काम करते हैं, मेहनत करते हैं. हम तो आके बस लड़ाई करते हैं.
So, but doesn't competition come in the way at all? Like you are also vying for the same.
Competition is so important. If there's no competition, there's no growth, right? If somebody is not doing better or somebody is not doing something different, how will you raise the bar? And different people keep raising the bar at different times, and that's what's important. But you have to be happy doing what you're doing. That's how you will feel insecurities. I feel insecurities. It's very if anyone says I don't feel insecure, they're lying. You feel insecure, but it's what you do with your insecurity. How do you deal with your insecurity? I don't let it become negative. You know.
Would you call yourself competitive?
Yeah. I want to be the best at what I do. I want to be the best at everything. I want to come first in class. I was a topper in my class. I used to run for 3 years in school. Like I was an athlete for 3 years, and I wanted to be the best there. So whatever I've done, I wanted to be the best at it.
So is that the reason why it's rumored that you cried a lot when you didn't win the Filmfare Award?
Yeah. I'm very upset they didn't give it to me. Because I'd made my calculation, you know. मैं कैलकुलेट करके गई थी कि देखो अभी आसिन ने यही फिल्म तमिल में भी करी है, तेलुगु में भी करी है, कन्नड़ा में भी करी है, maybe that Gajini film. She's done it in all languages. She's already an actress for many years. Obviously उसको नहीं देंगे. Debut तो मेरा हुआ है. मैं नहीं हूँ. मैंने नई फिल्म में काम किया है. I'm like I need the encouragement. So I was convinced I'm going to get it, but they gave it to Asin. I was very sad. I was very upset.
But you clapped and all for the camera.
I clapped. I cried like a child. Like आज मेरे को स्कूल में कुछ सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिला.
What about your mom and dad? How do they react to your stardom?
My parents are damn simple. You know, people say that आप बड़े हो गए तो आप बदल गए and all. No, ऐसा नहीं होता है. You don't change. People around you change. The expectations of you change. Right? My parents have not changed. My mother still says कि अरे क्या लाने की ज़रूरत already पड़ा हुआ है और बहुत महंगा है. So if I'm going shopping and all, I'll get message from my father, take it easy. When I went to my hometown, which is Dehradun, my parents' hometown, people were behaving really crazy. So at that time, my father was a little surprised. Like he's like, what is happening? ये क्या हो रहा है? My mother's like, क्या है? क्या बदल गया है? Same, सबको same ही तो है. तुम लोग पागल क्यों हो रहे हो? क्यों कूद रहे हो? So yeah, that was when it was a bit of a shock to them. But my parents have really adjusted to, it was a struggle because in the beginning there were some articles that would come out and all of that, and my parents would get affected by it. And dheere, today they've evolved with me. That's what is amazing about my parents. Like, how can we support our kids better? They're those kind of parents.
Media is a very big part in stardom, and especially now, even it's become even more stronger with the blogs and the internet and phones and WhatsApps and everything. How difficult was it to cope with that?
I think in the beginning you start to get angry because you feel like mere sath hi kar rahe hain aisa. And why are they doing this to me? But slowly I've realized, and as you mature, you realize that it's not personal. See, this is how I take it, okay? They're just doing their job. They have to fill their paper, right? Something that gets written about me, whoever reads it is going to forget about it. And that's not who they'll remember me for. If people are going to think of me, they're going to think of some article that came out about me. Hopefully they'll think about the films that I did. So I realized that it's all very, futile.
Even when we met in Sri Lanka and we were chatting about it, at that time also you were wondering how to deal with this whole intrusion into your personal life, about everybody wanting to know who you're dating, who you're seeing, what is happening, you're spotted at the airport, you're spotted in the restaurant and all, and you were grappling with a lot of, how does one deal with it?
I'm not thinking how does one deal with it, I'm thinking more what is wrong with people. Because I've been open about everything in my life, I've never hidden
Correct.
things. Because I want to lead my life normally. But what I don't understand is why are people so they want to be so privy to your, everything that happens in your life. Who likes to talk about their personal life? Even if I wasn't an actor, I wouldn't like to tell people what how I met my boyfriend, or maybe it's not something that I like talking about. I'm uncomfortable with it. The funniest thing was when this woman who would keep coming and saying, "Is it confirmed? Is it confirmed? Is it confirmed?" I was kya confirmed? What is she talking? She wanted me to say whether it's confirmed whether we're dating each other. Oh God.
But it took you a while actually to come out with your relationship with Virat and say and openly tell everyone that you were in a relationship. But what was that period like? Were you contemplating, should I just open it out and tell everybody, or should I?
No, it wasn't. I didn't think from that angle. In the beginning, when you're also not sure if you're getting to know the person, obviously you're not going to be you're not in a relationship, right? Okay, just getting to know the person. But when you start to develop some kind of stability, which I did, then I was comfortable to talk about it. That was the only reason.
Every time Virat goes on a zero, people seem to attack you. So how do you react or respond to something like that?
I think it just shows a very shameful side of our country. Just to understand who these kind of people were, I actually went to their handles, their profile. Some guy was a software engineer. Some guy was some marketing, some guy. And I was like, these are educated people. I can understand if you're not educated. You have no exposure in life and you're going to talk stupidly. But these are people who have been educated, who have been told what is right and what is wrong. And even then, this is what they do. See, when it happens, you feel very bad, obviously. You feel you want to say something to me, it's fine. When you blame me for somebody else, that's more hurtful. People find it very easy to blame girls, to blame women, to put the buck on them on things. I think it's something that festers in our society. And that was one example of that. These people, these cricketers, now Virat and everyone, they've been playing since they're 8 years old. They don't know anything other than cricket. I tell you not, nothing. Only cricket they know and training they know. That's all they know. That's their life and khatam. And they like to watch Bollywood films, all kinds of Bollywood films they like to watch. So that's all that their life is. So people saying something like this means what? Means that you're saying that an international player of that repute doesn't have the ability to take care of his career. And who are you to understand that? You take care of your own life, na? So, that was very absurd to me. Virat went and played a game on the day his father passed away. It was hurtful that you would question because they were saying that he has lost his mind now. Yeah. He's not, because some apsara has come and distracted him or something like that. So that is what I'm saying. So it was something really big has happened in his life, and even the worst thing that can ever happen to a kid has happened to him, and he played a match that day. So these people don't know. They don't know what our lives are. They don't know what we have done. They just have a lot of hatred and they just want to put it out there. But
Did
then
you respond to any of them when it happened?
Not at all. Why would I respond to them? So I realized one thing, that the things that people say to you on Twitter, in general what people say to you, nasty things, has nothing to do with you. It's who they are.
From your conversation, I can make out there's a great amount of realness to you. Yourself intact despite being in this business which is so insecure. And how do you manage to do that? What is the secret?
Because right at the beginning of my career, I told myself, मैं जैसी हूँ, मैं वैसी बाहर निकल के आऊँगी. I'm not going to change for the worse. I'll just I'll grow more as a person. I'll be a more evolved person. But I'm not going to shake. If I change, my craft will change. I strongly believe that.
So Anushka, we give our viewers a chance to own something that you have owned before.
Yes.
That's a ritual
I'm
on
aware,
the show.
yeah.
So what have you got for us?
I have this amazing cap.
Wow.
New York Yankees. So basically, I really like this cap. And it's like unisex, like boys and girls, like either one can. So if a guy gives the money for charity, then you can have it. If a girl does it, even she can have it. So I thought about that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I really like this cap because I think it's very sentimental to me because it goes with all clothes.
It's black and goes with all clothes. Good. Now what you're going to do is sign it for us, and we'll put it up on the net, and the proceeds of that will go to charity. So now, Anushka, for the signature moment of the show.
I was just waiting for
Which is the selfie moment.
Yeah.
One of the things that actors learn very quickly is how to lie. Not only on camera, but off camera also.
You have to lie.
So we have to see now what good a liar you are. So
Acting is lying. I mean, I know. Okay, sorry.
So I'm going to ask you to make 3 statements, out of which 2 will be true and 1 will be a lie. Okay? Our viewers will have to then guess which one of it is a lie.
Okay.
So now make your 3 statements.
First one is that I wake up in the morning and I do a 20-minute beauty ritual. Second one is that I eat baby food. And third one is I've eaten frog legs.
Okay. Interesting.
And the lie is that I wake up in the morning and do 20-minute ritual. I wake up very late in the morning. Just manage to get out of the house.
So Anushka, now for some fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
Yes, I'm going to ask you 5 questions and you have to answer them as quickly as possible. What is the word that you use most often?
It's a bad word.
Which is a favorite destination for a holiday?
I like going to London, yeah. I find it I feel comfortable there. I know the streets and I know the places to go to and I like it there.
And what is the most likely thing that you shop for whenever you're abroad?
I actually go to pharmacy and I'm serious. I shop things like you don't get in like band-aids and all different. I'm not kidding, I'm serious.
Every trip you do that.
Every trip I do that. I go to Boots and I get all these things.
What's the one food item that you'll never put in your mouth?
Meat.
Virat clean shaven or stubble?
Stubble.
With a stubble?
Yeah.
Your elder brother is he's constantly with you and he's extremely supportive of you. Is he also very protective of you? In the initial years, did you always go back and say, Ye
it's
hua?
cool, yeah. I used to feel like I was not attractive at all because all my friends would get like these cards or like some notes from boys and all of that and मुझे कुछ नहीं मिलता था. So I was like, मैंने ऐसा क्या किया? Like what? Why is it that I'm not getting any like male attention in school? Then what happened? My brother left school. Like he passed out. He passed 12th and he went away. And then suddenly like it changed. So then I asked a friend of mine, I said, why is that happening? So he was like older than me, that friend. He said, because your brother's gone. My brother used to play cricket, okay? So there's another guy who also used to play cricket. His name was, okay, I'm not going to say his name. You know who you are. So my brother went to him and has thamkaoed him.
You come from an army background which is very disciplined and completely diverse is this world. So how did you deal with that initially? Did that bother you? Did you feel like, oh God, kahan aake phas gayi?
It took me time. It took me about 2 years. I used to get very nervous around people. I didn't know how to be, how to behave. Even with fame, when I would go to a restaurant and someone came to take a picture, I did not know how to deal with it. See, if you're growing up thinking, I want to be an actor, I want to be an actress, You imagine this also happening in your life. Someone's going to come and take your autograph. I never thought someone's going to come and take my autograph and people are going to come and click pictures with me. So when that was happening, I didn't know what to do. I was so awkward. And then slowly I understood one thing, and that clarified everything else for me.
What was that one thing that you understood?
In this industry, if you're doing well, everybody is your friend and everybody wants to talk to you and everybody wants to invite you to parties and if you're not doing well, those people just leave like that. Yeah. So just understand कि कोई अपना है नहीं and अपना काम करो and just उस पे focus करो और आगे बढ़ते रहो. After my first film, although it was a really big film, I didn't turn into like a overnight star.
Correct.
And even my second film didn't do so much for me. But after Band Baja Barat, things changed, and that's when I saw the change in attitude of people. So that's how I realized कि अच्छा ऐसे होता है. हाँ, okay, अब समझ गई.
Thank you, Anushka, for the lovely chat.
Thank you for having me.
It was really interesting.
Hi, this is Anushka Sharma. Catch up with Niranjan and me. Look who's talking with Niranjan.
Thanks.